Hey, what's going on? It's Scott. Now, somebody commented on my YouTube channel that they wanted me to do a video about foot patrol for the sake of community policing. All right, I'm going to try to say this as brief as I can because I'm pretty sure we could go into like a 2 or 3 hour discussion about everything regarding foot patrol and community policing. So when I Googled actual research about foot patrols just to see if they are effective per actual studies and not just opinions or blanketed statements, whatever the case may be, or one officer's opinion putting meaning to everyone. I Googled it and I found something about the Philadelphia Police Department Foot Patrol study. Based on that study, police officers were put in hotspots of the city. What are hotspots? Basically where there's more crime. There is a link in the description box below where you can view the article I read about that study. However, it showed that reportedly crime dropped by at least 20% where the foot patrols were happening. That's pretty good. But I did something now as a point of reference. I just wanted to give my experience about foot patrol, some advice I could give to some officers if it helps, and then also what to be on the lookout for regarding quality versus quantity, and I'll get to that in a second. So when I first started in policing in 2007, foot patrols in the city where I worked were not really emphasized. It doesn't mean we rode around in our cars and were complete jerks. Absolutely not. I really enjoyed waving to people, even though I knew some of them couldn't stand my guts. At least I was showing I was a decent human being, willing to respect them as people. Anyway, we weren't really doing a lot of foot patrols. And when a new chief came on board, and I was about 8-9 years into the career, he was all about patrol bicycle units and getting more into foot patrols. And I quickly learned that, wow, when you're in a police car driving through the neighborhood, it's not necessarily as much of a rapport building way of connecting with people at all. Yes, you wave. Yes, they see you. And I'm not knocking that. But when you're actually out on foot, it does allow for more opportunities to speak to people if they want to talk to you. Don't get me wrong, there were plenty of people when I was on foot patrols, I'd say, hey, how you doing? And they wouldn't say a word to me and just give me the I want to kill you stare. I didn't take it personal. They didn't know me. They just hated the uniform. And heaven forbid it was because of a bad experience they had with a cop who was, being out of line, abusing their authority. That's when I had to come in and be empathetic towards whatever their situation was and just be the better person to say hello and try to initiate a conversation. However, there were plenty of people that I spoke to on foot patrols that I wouldn't have been able to speak to otherwise if I'd have been in the car just driving through. I know they were appreciative that we were driving through, but the conversations were pretty good. Now, I really enjoyed talking to the kids because, there were a few times when the kids actually helped me out with finding people. I remember one person in particular had a warrant for a few weeks, and this person was engaged with a group of friends in regular criminal behavior. And one early Saturday morning, I said, you know what? To a few officers, this is our time to go find this man and because he has that warrant. We were pretty sure he was at a certain house, and I saw kids walking out of that house. And what do you know? I approached the kids and I just said, hey, how you doing? And I asked if that person was inside. They were like, yeah, he's in there. He came out once we knocked on the door, and there was no incident, thank goodness. And yeah, it worked out just fine. But had I not made the effort to talk to someone, whether it be kid or adult, on that incident and many other times, then there wouldn't have been the results of arresting someone that had an order for arrest, or there wouldn't have been someone willing to give a witness statement because they knew me as an officer because I had talked to them before. All these different kind of things. Now, here's where I disagreed with the foot patrols. Not overall. There was a certain aspect of it I disagreed with. And I know anyone who I work with who's a higher up that pushed the foot patrols, if they watch this video, they're going to disagree with me and probably throw their phone across the room and be really mad at me. But there were times when captains would come in, sergeants would come in and say, hey, you're not logging your foot patrols, or you have been logging your foot patrols, but you need to be out there more. You're not getting a lot of foot patrols in. But then I would say, but then you said property checks needed to step up, like commercial businesses. And so I'm giving my foot patrol more time, but then the commercial property checks drop. What is it? This is a losing battle. However, they would just say, get out there, get your foot patrols in. So particularly during the summer, when it can get pretty hot, I didn't want to be out there when nobody else was outside. So what would I do when I was working day shift from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.? I would get outside at 7:30 a.m. or 8 a.m. and start walking the neighborhoods. But here's the thing. I would log it on the computer so it showed, Scott's out there doing foot patrols. But the thing is, people weren't out, particularly in the hot spots where we work. People just weren't out. They came out in the evenings into the night. So it was like they wanted me to get foot patrols, but it wasn't quality foot patrols because nobody was out. Yes, okay, people might see us through their living room windows or be watching us from wherever, which wasn't always a good feeling, but that's just part of the risk of the job. You have to accept that. However, I would rather spend 30 minutes getting out with people and talking to people than rather 2 hours of just walking around and not interacting with everybody. And the thing is, in the afternoons on day shift, calls were coming in and we needed to be near our cars so we could back up other officers going to domestics or larcenies in progress at Walmart. Whatever the case was, we didn't necessarily have the time to get on foot patrol because it was busier. So if we didn't get our foot patrols in the morning and then the calls started rolling in after 1 p.m., then they would get upset that we didn't get foot patrol time in. But fortunately, the police chief did a very good job of getting new bikes, new uniforms to bike officers, and officers would pair up on bicycles and particularly patrol downtown, the neighborhoods immediately around downtown, which were some hot spots for crime, and the bicycle unit was good to go. I really agreed with what they were doing. I didn't agree with the little ding ding bell. It sounded kind of sissy, but whatever. Those officers were out there. They were more mobile because when you're on foot and you get too far away from your car, if an emergency happens, God, you got to run back to your car and that takes time. And then you have to drive to the incident going on. So that's just it in a brief nutshell about foot patrol. The main thing I try to tell new officers is don't just drive around in your car, get out and talk to people. And if they don't want to talk to you, don't take it personal. My gosh, there are literally people out there who want to kill you. The opinions of someone should not offend you by any means. Be strong to who you are, what you're doing, which is hopefully the right thing, because it needs to be the right thing, because that's what you swore to do. Uphold the Constitution, enforce the laws of the state, protect people. It's all part of it. And foot patrol can be one more thing to just be seen, but also interact and be surprised who talks to you after you've been nice and particularly empathetic if they don't like you and you still keep saying, how you doing? Not in a condescending way, but in a serious way, as in being a respectful human being to others. Plus, another little tidbit about foot patrol, it's actually very dangerous for your health to sit in a patrol car for a long period of time. Get out and walk. It's good for you. That's my spiel about foot patrol. I'm sure I could have said a lot more. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Look forward to talking to you again. May God bless.